everybody's wrecking. Oh my God, it's the big one here at Chicagoland.
It all comes down to these two laps. Green flag in the air. Hutton with a great jump. Sagosi throws it up high, scrapes the wall a little bit. It looks like losing some time. As Blake turns Sagosi. Big wreck behind him.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all three eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding. Get your discount code from this league and go to adminbox.com.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Hello, and welcome here to Richmond Raceway, here with the Rogue Racing League. Season 4, race number 9. This is going to be the start of the chase for the Rogue Cup tonight. The last 4 races of the season. Who will come out on top as the Rogue Racing League champion and hoist the Rogue Cup at the end of this season. But tonight at Richmond Raceway, Greg Thielsen here for Fearless Broadcasting. Got a guest in the booth, Race Control, Chris Maxwell, fellow broadcaster here at Fearless Broadcasting with me as well. Super excited to have him on board. Looking forward. Next week we're heading to Indy, going to the big 2.5 mile Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So looking forward to next week. But let's take a look at this week here first. And hello, Chris. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Getting ready to go racing here at the lovely court 73rd of mile. I can't speak today. 3/4 of a mile here at Richmond Raceway. it's going to be interesting. 164 laps, and I don't know if you've been watching practice here for the last 30 minutes, but these drivers are definitely trying to figure out this track still.
Definitely a few drivers out there still getting some practice, trying to figure this track out. We do run some fixed setups here in the Rogue Racing League, of course. Like Chris said, here at Richmond, the 7/10 of a mile, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Raceway. 40-mile-an-hour pit speed limit, 192 degrees of elevation out here at Richmond, Virginia. Cloudy skies outside with an air temperature of 93, track temp of 95. So a little bit warm there on the track. Expect temperatures to raise over 100 degrees on the track. And these drivers definitely dealing with slick conditions out here. About 10-mile-an-hour wind to the west-southwest. We've got 2 additional sets of tires here tonight when they hit pit road. Those crews able to put on some extra tires. Again, running the Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series cars here. Almost 900 horsepower, 2000 era NASCAR cars. 90% fuel limit. So you got to kind of stop and get fuel and get some tires. Once again, Greg Thielsen up in the booth, joined by Chris Maxwell. Super excited to be here tonight. Looking forward to an exciting start to the chase for the Rogue Cup.
Absolutely, Greg. And one thing to note, right now you're looking at practice. I look at practice, it's sunny out. So it's about 5:50, 5:30 here. Where it's going to be a night race tonight. So these track tips that the race on right now are going to completely change here when qualifying and the race actually starts. So what they're used to right now is not what they're going to be used to when the flag drops.
Definitely going to be a little bit different. Taking a look here, Steve Bocock out there getting a few laps in that number 12. Currently sitting in 8th in practice, but I want to kind of debut a quick feature here. Buck's going to be the first victim. On board cameras here at Fearless Broadcasting, Steve Bocock down there in the simulator over on your bottom right hand of your screen, getting in some seat time.
It's not showing on the broadcast, by the way, Greg.
Oh, sure.
I am positive. Oh, there it is. Now it is. Okay, it's just delayed. Cool.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. I was going to say, I definitely see it in OBS, so but let me go ahead and pull it back up there. Yeah, Steve Bocock out there. See if we can't. Fortunately, none of our other drivers here tonight with a cam out on track, so the only one we can kind of do that with now, but
I thought Dylan had a cam.
He does. He's not out on track right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Steve Bocock out here getting some laps this last few seconds here, using up all this track time.
Absolutely, man. And the cool thing about Richmond is a very interesting track because of where the start-finish line is. Start-finish line actually in the first third apex of the front stretch, so it goes into a tri-oval, but the start line is in the center where it would be a lot in most tracks. It's actually closer to the end of turn 4. So these drivers starting a little bit sooner, going into a turn actually when they're taking the green flag.
Definitely got something to think about there. Here at Richmond, a unique raceway. But as the drivers switch over here, start qualifying, we're going to go quick side by side for one moment. We will be right back.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop, You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding. Get your discount code from this league and go to adminbox.com.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, people stop real quick, guys. Double check the steering wheel. Gentlemen, start your engines! Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
We are back here at Richmond Raceway, qualifying beginning to roll through here, taking a look at the top of the board. Jason Berg in that 21 up on top. Chuck Sweeting, David Chandler, Steve Bocock, John Spizak, Joshua Dunn. Your top 6 as they stand: Richard Culbertson, Tyler Daniels, Peter Stewart, and Dylan Passetti. Yet to take a lap here tonight yet. Waiting for a few of those drivers to get out there. Looks like Tyler Daniels gonna take a drive out there. See what he can do with this run. Another one of our drivers here tonight. Lucky enough to have a webcam on board here with that number 45 Bright Flame Consulting machine. Want to give a big thank you to all those partners and sponsors that make it happen here. Big thank you to Bright Flame Consulting here on the car for that 45 of Tyler Daniels. Want to give a big thank you to Push the Edge, Puffy Swag Shop, Juicy Spider Studios, Fearless Enterprise, Fearless Motorsports, Admin Box. Make sure you use code Fearless-Box. That's FEARLESS-BOXX for your 10% off your Gen 3 or Gen 4 admin box. Look at that excitement from Tyler Daniels as he captures the pole. Great little on board with that. Hope you guys saw that. That was cool. As he comes to a stop here. No other drivers out on track. Few left to get it done. But Tier 1 Setup Shop, thank you guys to them. If you need a setup from dirt to asphalt, make sure you check out Tier 1 Setup Shop. Use code FEARLESS for your 10% off all of your setups. Let's go ahead, check our championship standings coming in to race number 9 here at Richmond Raceway. Heading in to our race for the Cup. Looks like, unfortunately, Nicholas Trudeau in that 89, not on track there in 5th. Starting from the bottom there. Not yet joined up here tonight. Heard that he might be a little late. Hopefully he gets connected. Peter Stewart in that number 9. He is yet to take a qualifying run. He might elect to start from the back of the field tonight. John Spizak in the 54. He's sitting up in 3rd. Jason Berg in the 21, sitting in 2nd. And Tyler Daniels coming in, your championship leader here into the race for the chase. Tyler Daniels get that P1 qualifying spot. Jason Berg with P2, kind of mirroring that championship results coming in here, so that's interesting. Spizak up in 6th, there in 3rd coming into the championship. Also want to give a big shout out to David Chandler, Joshua Dunn, and Chuck Sweeting, the remaining 3 drivers that are going to be racing for that Rogue Cup here this season. Once again, Greg Thielsen and Chris Maxwell up in the booth this afternoon. Super excited to have him up with me here this afternoon. Want to take a look through some of these graphics. Race rules one more time. Fixed setups, 2 sets of tires here tonight. The Gen 4 NASCAR Cup Series cars. 90% fuel, 0 fast repairs. So you got to keep that car off of the drivers around you. Looks like the track temp dropping a little bit as the day goes by. So that's good for these drivers. 82 degrees and 90 degree track temp. We saw a 96 there earlier. I was expecting a little bit over 100, maybe that rubber getting laid down, cars out there on the track heating it up, but looks like that's not the case here tonight. Take a look there at our starting grid. Fortunately, got Chris Maxwell up there. He's joined as a driver tonight. That's all right. Race control up in the booth here with us.
Yeah, if I ever go silent, it's not because I don't want to talk. It's because I'm talking to the drivers.
Oh, you are good. Yeah, of course. Chris, not here. He's talking to those drivers, getting them ready to roll. Race control out here for Rogue Racing League. Love having live race control up in the booth because we're going to know exactly who gets the EOL, what caused caution they're on here. Of course, we use the 3 cause caution rule here in the Rogue Racing League. First cause caution, you get that EOL. Second one, you're getting an EOL, and you're getting a drive-through under green flag conditions. You're going to have to watch out for that one. And then that third cause caution for the night. You're parked. Got to take it, park it back on the hauler. You are done for the night. Like no other drivers getting out there, getting laps in quite yet. Ready to get that 48 back out on track. Is Wesley Outman out in chat. I'm not sure how I pronounce his username, but I know that 48, Wesley Outman. Appreciate you, buddy, stopping by, watching while you're not able to be here. Qualifying coming to an end here. About to get rolling here with the starting grid. Once again, 164 laps total tonight. Take a look at tonight's starting grid here. Starting off on that pole, number 1 position, that 45, Tyler Daniels in the Bright Flame Consulting machine. 21 to Jason Berg to his outside. Chuck Sweeting and David Chandler gonna share row number 2 with Steve Bocock and John Spizak side by side rolling off row number 3 tonight. Joshua Dunn and Peter Stewart sharing row number 4 in that 00 and the 9. Dylan Passetti in that Florida Gators number 44 and Richard Culbertson in that 69, rounding out our top 10 there tonight in row number 5. Chris Maxwell, race control. Not out there running, but with us here, most definitely up in the booth and taking care of these drivers out here.
Absolutely, man. And you know, one thing you talk about actually is like we were talking about earlier with the temperatures on the track and everything. You know, track temps going lower as we speak, actually now at a current 89 degrees, and they will just continue to get lower throughout the night. Currently 6 o'clock here, currently 6:30 here in Richmond, Virginia. So as the time continues and the sun goes down even more on this short track, you're gonna see this track slowly start to speed up. You're gonna see the track start to speed up. You're gonna see the cars start to speed up, and it's really gonna be interesting to watch. You're gonna watch drivers have to gain control of their cars and control them a lot harder. You know, because with a colder track, it makes the cars a little more loose. So these drivers are going to have to try to understand that. And it's going to be really interesting after these guys take their first green flag pit stop. Cold tires on a somewhat heated track at night, going to be interesting.
As we take a look there, I had the group cameras up here, 4 cameras out here tonight. Dylan Passetti in that 44. The 45 leading us out front, Tyler Daniels, Steve Bocock in that number 12 machine, and that number 1, David Chandler, all rocking some videos out here tonight. Super excited to have those out here. Don't know what that was. But I do see you're out in Chattanooga tonight. You're probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes at most away from me, Wesley, because I live probably 30 minutes north of Chattanooga right there on US 27. So we are not far from each other tonight. You could have come and been in the booth tonight, bro.
Lights are out on the pace car.
We are going green flag racing here with the Rogue Racing League. Out front, Tyler Daniels, Jason Berg, gonna lead us here to the green flag. Go take a look on board with Tyler Daniels as he leads us to this green flag here.
Absolutely. If you don't know what I look for in race control, I look to see if anybody's going to try to pass before the start-finish line or jump out of line. Here we go.
And we are racing here tonight. Tyler Daniels out front in that 45, on the bottom to his outside. Jason Berg in that 21. Looks like most of the car is going to elect to get single file here early. Maybe save some tires, try to knock down some laps. Still side by side for that race lead. Tyler Daniels down on the bottom. Jason Berg on the top with the run. Jason Berg, our new race leader here.
Keep an eye on that 1 and 2 position. Those are your Jason Berg and Tyler C. Daniels. Both of those drivers 1 and 2 in points, respectively. So this is all determining what happens for the next round.
Again, looking into that points today, the opening of that chase for the Road Cup. Tyler Daniels out in front of that chase. Jason Berg, John Spizak, and Peter Stewart all chasing to try to take it away from him. Out of turn 4, down the front stretch. Jason Berg out in front, lap number 4, ticking away here. These drivers gonna start falling into a rhythm, finding where they feel comfortable here. Start trying to tick off better and better laps.
Absolutely, Greg. You know, I'm looking at these lap times. They're in the 22s right now, getting down. Haven't broke the 21s yet, but Tyler Daniels getting real close. The lap before this one, a 22.060, getting super close to breaking the 21 seconds. We'll see if they can do it here as the laps continue and the times start to tick down.
Little look at that telemetry, get you a interesting view of what these drivers experiencing here tonight. About 95, down to 95 miles an hour at the lowest there through turn number 1 and 2. Down the backstretch up to about 120. And right back down to about 95 there through the turns in 3 and 4. almost up to 160, about 55, coming down into turn number 1. So this racetrack, definitely a very, very quick track to drive around. Definitely on the edge of grip, being loose. It's a tough track to handle, especially with these 900 horsepower monsters that we have here.
Absolutely, Greg. You know, I don't know if you mentioned, but next season it's going to be very interesting, as it was chosen that they're going to be doing the Truck Series for Season 5. I'm really excited for that. You know, doing race control, you know, it's always interesting seeing the different cars and everything, but as a fan personally of the Truck Series, I think it will make for some great racing next season.
You gotta absolutely love it. Out here, I really enjoy the nostalgia of the old Gen 4s. It just brings back memories that I have, and I really, really enjoy throughout my time here.
Absolutely.
Jump back, looking at that 44 of Dylan Passetti. He's currently back in 9th, trying to bide his time back here. Ticking off his laps. Look at his driver cam on board here. A lot of wheel work there. We see that wheel definitely getting used a little bit sideways, coming off that exit of 2 last time. Looked really, really good coming off of 4 there this time.
You know, I feel like I should mention, with 10 laps completed here, track temp's gone up by 2 degrees, currently sitting at a 91 degree track temperature, but the air temperature lowering quickly here, down to 82 degrees outside right now here at Richmond.
Jump up to the top 5, up in 4th. That would be David Chandler, one of another of our driver cam drivers here tonight. Started in 4th, still in 4th spot, having a good run here in that number 1 Bud Light Platinum machine. Looking great. True Designs, Nicholas Trudeau, always bringing out great wraps for all these drivers. The 45, the 1, the 44, all rocking that True Designs wrap. So definitely, if you need a wrap, go check him out.
You know, you just reminded me, Greg. I definitely need to reach out to him, because my wraps for my official races is not too hot.
As we take a look, we're almost to lap 15 here, lap number 14. Green flag so far. These drivers all doing an absolute amazing job so far. Take a look at that race recap real quick. Only 15 laps.
Yeah, I wanted to mention all these. I wanted to mention, actually. No, you're good. I wanted to mention, actually, I just noticed this. All the drivers separated by a second or more right now on the track.
Yeah, these drivers kind of trying to fall into their own groove right now. Definitely gotta watch who they're around. Trying to take a look at what these drivers are doing different than them here tonight. See where they're losing and gaining on the driver ahead and behind, and you gotta work on it constantly. The car is going to be constantly changing as these tires fall off during this long green flag run. We're getting into that territory where those tires are going to start being a question, and these drivers definitely taking care of them pretty well so far, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to say, sorry for cutting you off there. I just realized why I couldn't hear you. My audio on my Discord was at 25% for you.
Oh, that's awesome. Gotta love technical issues in the paddock. Kind of a common occurrence, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a common occurrence today, honestly, Greg.
It happens, but we will soldier on either way. Let's jump back out front. That 21, Jason Berg, still out ahead. Doing a great job. He got around that 45, the clean air. He's able to hold on to this position right now. Started back in the 2nd spot, but he has already led 19 laps. Tyler kind of let him go right at the beginning, and since he's got that clean air, Jason just not able to be beat right now.
Absolutely. You know, I'm noticing Chuck Sweeting closing in slowly but surely on your second place driver of Tyler Daniels. If you look at the top three, all right here, right up together.
Taking a look up front, that Tyler Daniels machine there in the middle. Taking a look on board. That Bright Flame Consulting, number 45, down on the bottom, right behind that 21 is Jason Berg. Chuck Sweeting, I see that, doing a very good job keeping pace with these top two drivers.
Absolutely. You know, I'm just watching these guys as the lap times tick down slower and slower, you know, quicker and quicker. You know, it's very interesting to see the gap that they have on each other. You know, you watch it go from 0.5 all the way down to 0.2 real quick here. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers maintain their position and how they control their position as the laps wind down, because one thing that we've seen all season long here with this Gen 4 is tires play a big factor.
Definitely going to play a big factor. Green flag pit stops, often a big factor here in the Rogue Racing League. These drivers, an exceptional set of drivers, keeping it clean, keeping it off of each other the most of the time. You know, racing happens and we love that here. So we're not going to fault you for hard racing, but most of these drivers like to keep it clean. We're already seeing a really good green flag run here. I don't want to jinx it. I've been known to do that when I say that, but these drivers kind of spread out enough right now. I think I'm confident enough to say that that's okay to say right now.
Well, you hope so, at least.
I do hope so. As we see, I say that, the 75 of Chuck Sweeting inching even closer to the back bumper of that 45 of Tyler Daniels. So definitely gonna have to keep that in mind here. These front three, like you said a little bit earlier, they've kind of compressed back together. Now they're kind of in a pack together. One driver makes a mistake, another driver's going to have the chance to pounce on it. That's going to be where these interesting battles come into play, I think.
Absolutely. You know, looking at this, Chuck Sweeting and Tyler Daniels, look at how close they are to each other on the bumper to bumper here. Tyler cannot make a mistake whatsoever, or Chuck will pounce, like we're seeing right now on the bumper now of Tyler.
Chuck Sweeting finding that back bumper, now finding the inside quarter, up the inside, side by side. Chuck Sweeting and Tyler Daniels going down into turn number 1. Chuck on the bottom, Tyler Daniels out on the outside. Sweeting trying to get the run, but I just don't think he's got enough down there.
Chuck definitely has the preferred line here right now, but man, you just wonder if Tyler has more tire grip than Chuck. As we see there, Chuck getting a little loose in the corner. I think Tyler definitely has more tire than Chuck right now.
Taking a little look on board with that 45 of Tyler Daniels. Let's go ahead also look back at that 75 of Chuck Sweeting right there. You can see he's so close right now as we ride on board with this 45 of Tyler Daniels, excuse me. Kind of mix their names together. They're one person. Why not?
Hey, you know, why not?
Well, that 70. Oh, we see the 45 making some contact with the wall. You saw that sparks. That's a really cool view out of that back bumper of Tyler Daniels back to that 75 of Chuck Sweeting.
Dylan Persetti down pit road, it looks like. Dylan Persetti coming for his first pit stop, it looks like, actually.
Coming to get some tires there, that 44. Electing to make a pit stop here. Interesting move, a little early from what I would think, 32 laps. Those tires, he might just have been using those right sides a little more than everybody else here. Jason Berg still out in front in that 21. The gap back to the 45 is growing, but not by much.
Tyler right about a lane off the bottom, leaving a lane open on the bottom there for Chuck Sweeting there in turn 3 and 4 for a second. Jumps back down all the way now.
Super close battle here between Tyler Daniels and Chuck Sweeting. One more time, I'm going to jump up to that Tyler Daniels driver cam, riding on board in Tyler's race sim. Get a view up close and personal. Really love this new feature we got here, Chris. Super cool to get to experience the drivers from in their home, bring them to your screens here tonight.
Absolutely. You know, it's really cool to see that and really cool to get that feature.
Still battling with this 75 of Chuck Sweeting. They are very close to one another. That is definitely a close battle. We're going to jump back. That driver just behind him, David Chandler, their big moment, caught that right as he saved it. Wow. That number 1 machine, he's sitting back and forth. That's where he started. So he's feeling kind of confident, falling into his groove here. Looking really good.
As the sun starts to set here in Richmond, Virginia, you have to wonder, how will this affect everything going forward as track temps dropping as well?
Track temps definitely going to be
side
an
by
issue.
side down the back straightaway. Here comes Chuck Sweeting.
Tyler Daniels
contact.
sideways.
No.
Yellow coming out. Oh, no.
Well, now I gotta do my job, folks. One moment.
At that. We're going to take a look back at that real quick. Watching with that 75. Coming up the track, it looks like, making contact with the 45 of Tyler Daniels. We're going to run it back one more time. But definitely what it appeared on the first glance. Yeah, it looked like Tyler just snug up against that wall. Couldn't have gotten much higher. Fortunately, I think that one's on Chuck Sweeting. We will find out. Chris, of course, going to take a little more thorough of a look there. I'm going to go ahead and break off to an advertisement real quick. So if you guys stick around, we will be back here with the start of the chase to the Cup here with the Rogue Racing League, the chase for the Rogue Cup. We will be right back.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding. Get your discount code from this league and go to adminbox.com.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
And we are back here at Richmond Raceway, about to go back under green flag conditions. Jason Berg, David Chandler, Tyler Daniels out in front, gonna lead us off. Green flag back out in the air for the first time here after our first caution flag. Jason Berg down to that bottom, getting out ahead there. Looks like back there Tyler Daniels able to secure the second spot. He's battling with John Spizak in this 54. He's able to move forward now. The one, David Chandler, big bobble there. Oh my gosh. What a great save. Let's jump on board. Wow. That was insane. Side by side now with that 12 of Steve Bocock. Oh no.
Oh, caution.
Caution flag coming out. The number one involved in that one. We saw that from our onboard cam. Let's go ahead and take that one back real quick. Joshua Dunn in the 00, also involved in that one. We're going to watch the one. Oh no. The 12 of Steve Bocock coming down the racetrack, collecting the one of David Chandler there. Go ahead, bring that back one more time. We're going to watch from Joshua Dunn's perspective this time. Up ahead. Oh, no. And Joshua Dunn trying to get it woed down. They're wrecking ahead. We already saw this 00 getting it slowed down. Okay, no, he was not involved. Okay, I think it was just because he slowed down so much. It gave me that warning.
Steve Bocock, unfortunately, getting loose off a quarter, bouncing off the wall, coming down the track, getting together with David there. Unfortunately, that due to our current rules, he will be receiving a EOL for that.
Oh yeah, one more watch at it. Oh man. Not what either of these drivers wanted here tonight. The one down back on pit road, getting some service there. Take a look. There on that driver cam. Down there on pit road, letting the crew do some work to it. Let's go ahead, jump over here. Tyler Daniels into that number 45. He's still up front in the second spot. Looking good here tonight. Having a pretty solid run. Jump back to that next car. That's that number one. David Chandler with our next driver cam. Jumping back a little bit farther. It looks like Dylan Passetti off the racetrack. Fortunately, he had a big incident there, didn't he? Oh, no. Steve Bocock also back on pit road. Trying to get that 12 service here under caution. Excuse me. Got a little hiccups there. Field getting back, double file here. One to go to green. Second caution flag out for the night. Taking a look here at our race recap. 48 laps complete. The most recent two cautions coming back to back here. Look forward to some more green flag racing here. The field making their way down the backstretch. Coming down into turn number 3 here. The 21... Jason Berg out in front, leading the way. Do a little top 10 rundown there. Tyler Daniels to his outside. John Spizak, Peter Stewart, Richard Culbertson, David Chandler, Joshua Dunn, Steve Bocock, Dylan Passetti, your top 10. Jason Berg with a great jump out in the lead. In that 21, the 45 has that 54 all over his back door. The 75, don't count him out as well. Chuck Sweeting's been strong here tonight. Haven't talked enough about this number 9. Last week's winner, Peter Stewart, coming off of a race win here at Richmond, battling to stay in the top 5. The number 1, David Chandler, down there on the bottom, involved in that first incident. He's trying to high side, trying to get around Peter Stewart in this 9. Oh, big moment by the 1. David Chandler very, very loose in that number 1. Wow. Now he's side by side with that 69 of Richard Culbertson. As that 12 of Steve Bocock inching up to that back door there of David Chandler, jumping on board Steve Bocock's driver cam in that driver's seat, putting in the work there in that number 12 machine. Currently up in 5th, started in 8th. He's having a good run here tonight. On the outside of that Joshua Dunn 00, side by side, that is a battle for 8th. Looks like Dunn let him have it there, but let's jump back out front. The gap building between these first 3 drivers here. They're all kind of separating themselves a little bit. That 21 of Jason Berg leading the way. Already led 55 laps out here tonight. All of the laps. This 21 been out in front. 45 gonna have to work to catch back up, form a run and get caught back up to this number 21. It's gonna be very important. He doesn't let that 21 slip away, that 45 here of Tyler Daniels. Not able to lead a lap here tonight, starting in the 2nd spot. But very good job holding that position. Or no, he started on the pole, excuse me. But unfortunately, Benson back here in the 2nd spot. Been doing really good holding his own out here. We see the battle, Chuck Sweeting, John Spizak back here battling it out. That 75 and the 54. Chuck Sweeting able to make the pass there for the 3rd spot. He did get relegated back to that 54, but now able to make the pass there. Great job by that 75. Take a look back a little farther, that 9. He's battling with the 69 of Richard Culbertson. Peter Stewart on the 9 on the outside. Currently up in 5th. Well, back to 6. He's up 2. Started back in 8th. Richard Culbertson up 5 spots here tonight. Currently up in 5th. Started back in the 10th position. But he's having a great run out here tonight.
Absolutely. Sorry for not talking for a while. I was writing my notes for later tonight, but good racing on hand. Sadly, Steve Bocock involved in that last caution, and looks like he has some pretty significant damage. Still lugging behind the field a little bit, possibly hard, possibly damage or something else. But David Chandler up to the 7th position after that caution. See what they can both do.
Dylan Passetti in that 44 currently scored back in 10th. Fortunately, not on the racetrack. I don't know if he's
Dylan Passetti actually had connection issues that caused that.
Oh no, I did not see that one. I missed that. Very unfortunate there for that number 44 machine. Taking a look around the racetrack here from some unique angles as these race cars work their way on by. Out front, Jason Berg leading that 45 of Tyler Daniels. Chuck Sweeting, John Spizak, Richard Culbertson, Peter Stewart All these drivers just absolutely doing a kick-butt job tonight. Driving their hearts out, that's for sure. Jumping back on board with that 45. Let's take a look out that nose. See what he sees chasing down. That number 21 of Jason Berg out in front just led this whole thing so far. Tyler trying to chase him down back in second. Doing a good job at it, not letting him get too far away. Hopefully he's doing a little bit of saving on those tires as well. That way he can have something for Jason at the end of the run. But we will see what that will unfold. Daniels down the backstretch. The 21, the only car out his front windshield. A man on a mission, able to win a few races here this season as well. Do believe Tyler is the number one on the most winningest Rogue Racing League driver, I believe, throughout our 4 seasons here. Lucky enough to have been involved in the last 3 and broadcasting this one here. I'm super excited. Used to be race control, but got him to up the game. We brought in an extra race control. Got me up here broadcasting them. Such a surreal moment. Having all these features now. Able to use them here. Feature the driver cams for the first time with these guys. It's just so awesome. Jumping back here with that number 1 of David Chandler. Still out there making laps. Even though he got involved in that incident, he was able to get back down pit road and get that car fixed up. Great on-board cam watching that number 1 get to work around Richmond Raceway here. Go ahead, jump on that left rear. Looking back, that's that 12 of Steve Bocock just behind him. Gonna jump back there in a moment, take a look at him. Awesome cameras here though. Taking a look, able to look all around the race car, all around the racetrack. You gotta love it. Let's go left front, back with Steve Bocock looking up at that number 1 there of David Chandler up ahead. Just looking back at this 12. Now kind of riding on that left front fender. Watching him get to work trying to run down this number 1.
70 laps complete, 94 remain till the end of this one.
Still a lot of laps to get done, as Chris mentioned. Once again, Greg Thielsen, Chris Maxwell up in the booth. Hope you guys having a great time out here with us tonight.
You know, I know I've been...
Sorry, if you're here watching live, or if you're watching on that recorded video, I just want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you so much here. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I wanted to mention, you know, we've been a big talk about tonight was track temperatures and stuff. This track actually not getting very hot at all. Currently sitting at 91 degrees, and air temp currently sitting at 82 degrees. So these drivers still with a cooler track than normal. So as the sun starts to fall on the Richmond, Virginia here.
Taking a look up at this 54, John Spizak making a way around the racetrack. I was lucky enough to bring up the weather there for you while you were talking about that. So I love these new features that we're bringing in here. The scroll ticker that you've created, which isn't completely done yet here on my stream. We got to get mine updated a little bit, but that is okay. Love the driver cam, the new whole layout, the red on the info. It's just all really coming together here. I love it.
Absolutely, man. You know, it makes it. I feel like it brings a little more pop and pizzazz to the broadcast. I feel.
I I definitely feel it makes it look and feel a lot better. As we watch that 75 of Chuck Sweeting putting in the work, trying to get around that 70 or that 45 of Tyler Daniels. We're going to watch that onboard with Tyler Daniels as we watch the car of that 75, trying to attack him there. Back behind him, because wow, this is just such a good view. Down on the bottom, taking a look, getting past there, quite possibly. The 45 kind of concedes, tries to get the run, apex that corner. Can he get the run down the back? Can't do it. Loses that third position. Drops down to third.
Tyler Daniels just can't get all the wrapping around the bottom there. As if you watch him there, he just isn't willing to get his car all the way down to the line in 3 and 4. He's not comfortable enough with it, looks like.
Taking a look, Jason Berg still not able to pull much more of a gap. We were talking a little earlier, gained a little bit of a gap in front of that 45, but the 75 looks like he's coming alive right now, just past the 45. Already kind of got a car or two gap in front of the 45. He's chasing down this 21 of Jason Berg right now.
Absolutely. You know, Chuck Sweeting involved in that first caution of the night, had an EOL, served the EOL, did what he had to do, made his way back up here, and now chasing down your leader, Jason Berg. Very impressive by him.
Looks like he's got a little bit of damage on that front nose on that 75 as well. It might just be my screen, but I think he's got a little bit of nose damage. So definitely impressive, able to hold that bottom line as well as he can with that damage, because it definitely matters. It's a short track here at Richmond, but it matters a whole lot more than you think it would.
Yeah, and it must be expected that he had damage. Him and Tyler Daniels getting together there on lap 38. That is absolutely to be expected with the damage, but, you know, still able to drive power through and hold the reins on that car to drive it the way he wants it.
Definitely doing a great job out here. Let's go a run through the field, but we're going to start back from the back. The last car on track. It looks like Dylan still not able to join back into the session, unfortunately. But
so Dylan is in the session. By the way, he was just speaking earlier. He has chosen to not continue, though. He's just watching, though.
I gotcha. Copy that. Well, our driver.
Here's a battle for your lead.
As the lap car involved there, Steve Bocock, we're watching the onboard as well. He gets passed by those race leaders as they battle for the lead. That is definitely something very interesting there. Jumping back out front, that battle, the 75, I talked about it a few laps prior. He was gaining on that 21 of Jason Berg. Jason is definitely falling off lap times. Let's take a look at it here.
You know, I need to mention, it's quite comical listening to these drivers right now while they're discussing what's going on track. Right now they're discussing what happened there, and yeah, kind of funny.
As we see the last lap, kind of similar. The lap before, he had a good 3/10. He gained there on the 21 Jason Berg, 75. Chuck Sweeting sitting in second. This whole front group kind of compressing right now.
Yeah, Tyler Daniels gaining some momentum after that little shakeup and getting reeled in a little bit further. So definitely going to see what happens here. And Chuck Sweeting trying. Almost some contact.
Woo, that was close. Oh my gosh. The 21 Jason Berg. Chuck Sweeting in that 75. Wow, rubbing doors right here. I'm going to drop this tower for the moment.
That was fenders, my friend. That wasn't a door. That was fenders.
Tyler Daniels sitting back there. He's seeing these two up ahead of him get a little bit racy. I wonder what he's thinking back there.
He's probably just waiting.
Heating up. Might have a new race leader, Chuck Sweeting, in that 75. Looks like he led that lap. Chuck Sweeting, your new race leader here.
Absolutely. Jason Berg not giving up on the outside, though. Seeing if he could get a run on the high side to get back past. Chuck Sweeting closes the door, though.
Able to make the pass out to the front. your new race leader, Chuck Sweeting, in that 75. Doing a great job there getting around that 21. I kind of saw that coming. It looks like he might have a little bit better tires. Maybe he did a little bit better job saving them than Jason did in that 21. But we see they're making their way around that number 1, David Chandler. A lap car there. He elects to go up to that high side. Let these lead lap cars by. Kind of traps Tyler Daniels down bottom there, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Chuck Sweeting getting some distance here, separating from Jason Berg and Tyler Daniels.
Jump on board with that driver cam of Tyler Daniels as we watch that 45 back in 3rd position. Jason Berg still out ahead of him, but now Chuck Sweeting out ahead of the race. He's been doing a great job keeping it up front all day. Now he's just got to chase down. Oh, that 21 with a big wiggle. I don't know if you saw that. Sorry.
Yeah, I did. No, I wanted to mention Dylan Persetti just put in the chat #SadFace. So
no,
he's not having a good day.
Sorry about that, Dylan. Really sorry about your luck here tonight. That's, man, you just can't script that stuff. We spent so many hours today setting this up, making it all work, and man.
Well, Dylan did say right before the green flag, he's like, guys, I want to give myself a round of applause. I made the top 10 tonight. So he did make the top 10 tonight. So
he did. So very good job there by the 44, Dylan Passetti. Unfortunate that he's out early, and then he just kind of said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. That's okay. I get it there, buddy. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, though.
I personally wouldn't either if I was in Dylan's shoes, you know, losing connection like that, waiting for iRacing to start back up. You finally get back in. When he got back in, he was at least 5 or 6 laps down, and he knew what this race was going to be like. He knew it was going to be really hard for him to even get back on the lead lap, even if there were a lot of cautions.
Well, taking a look just at that, 2 cautions today only, kind of yellow breeding yellow there, but 2 really long green flag runs, lap 95 complete here of the scheduled distance of 164. We got a few green-white checkers. I think there's 2 attempts at a green-white checkers, and then always the attempt if there's a natural one, but I digress. 2 lead changes here under green flags, so that's really interesting. Again, Chuck Sweeting, our new race leader today, taking it over there from that 21. Jason Berg, I think he's got a little bit of a tire advantage. He's pulling a gap now out in front ahead of this 21 and the 45 of Tyler Daniels.
Absolutely. You know, we were just talking about green-white checkers and stuff. Well, you know, it's interesting to say about green-white checkers is like, it makes or breaks a race, really. Like, if you have a green-white checker, because it just kind of gives everybody a final chance. And, you know, I would hate to see that. I hate to see green-white checkers, but they always excite me because you never know what's going to happen with them.
It's kind of one of those moments where they crank up the action there for a brief moment, and they know everything's on the line. So drivers pushing it that extra 10%, 110%, not that 100 or 90 that they're used to. So mayhem and great moments absolutely happen at green-white checkers. I totally agree there. But while we got the chance, I'm going to go ahead. We're under a good green flag run here. Let's jump here to our static cameras. We're going to use our new graphic here and do a little segment that I've been doing, but finally have a little graphic for. So let's go ahead, jump out to those cameras, and let's crank it up here, folks. cars involved in that one. Trying to find what happened. I don't know. That I know. I think the number 1 involved in that one, but I'm not sure. Let's watch here. Nope, I don't think so. Maybe not. No, it wasn't him. Where was that? Steve Bocock involved in the 12, it looks like.
Yeah.
Taking a look. Oh, no. Tyler Daniels in that 45 in the 12 of Steve Bocock. Oh, man. Let's take a look here one more time. From a different angle. Come on, give me the... Thank you. Whoop, didn't want to do it. That's alright. Cooperate with me, SDK. Thank you. Alright, we're gonna see what happened. Did he just come from pit lane? He did. Oh no. That was exiting pit lane. Green flag pit stops here. The 12 exiting down the backstretch, trying to get as much speed as he can. Fortunately. Oh man. That is so devastating for that 45. Look, save the car, no contact with the wall, but wow. Caution flag, number 3, flying here. We're gonna go ahead and jump to a quick ad break. Check out our partners and sponsors here at Fearless Broadcasting. We will be right back when we return. Green flag here with the Rogue Racing League.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding.
We are back here live at Richmond Raceway. About to go back. Green flag out in the air. Out in front, leading the way right now. A little bit of a change of pace up front. See if they can hang on to it. Side by side, Tyler Daniels down there on the bottom, fighting for second. 3-1. Jason Berg in the 21, down on the bottom. That fight for that top spot. Chuck Sweeting down to the bottom.
Oh no, Chuck Sweeting going around.
Caution flag flying there. Let's take a look back there at that one, all on his own, it looks like. We're going to have to take another look at that one, though, because I'm not entirely sure. Let's take a look. Did he get some help from the 45 is my question. I know he's already loose. No help at all. Loose. Already gone. Lucky that 45 didn't get involved there. And lucky he didn't make contact with that inside wall. Caution flag. Number 4. Still coming out, though. Look at that, Dylan. You could have come and got it a few laps back, man. Come on, strap up. Get back out there, bro. I know you're watching. Hashtag sad face. Turn that sad frown upside down and get in the car. It's going to make you a little bit happier, right, Chris? Driving a race car always makes me happy. I'm just busting your chops there, Dylan. Fortunately, caution flag number 4 coming out, Chuck Sweeting.
So Chuck Sweeting, due to that, he did cause the caution. That is going to be his second cause caution of the night. So on top of the EOL he will be receiving, he is also receiving a drive-through penalty.
Not what he would like to see. That second cause caution for the night for Chuck Sweeting. A drive-through, that's definitely going to put him back quite a bit if we stay green flag for a while. He's going to have to hope and pray for another caution. Oh no, not what he wanted to see here. Go ahead, jump on board with that 45 there. Tyler Daniels, let's pull back up that in-car cam. While we're still under yellow here, let's see. Hey, Tyler Daniels in their second place, about to restart here. What's the game plan, buddy?
Hold on to it and trying to capitalize on others' mistakes. Ideally, I'll be able to keep my nose straight and not have mistakes, but right now I am slow in the long run, and then everybody else is beating Paul for the rest of the race, so I'm just trying to hang in there and come out with a decent points night.
Well, good luck there, buddy. Doing a great job out front, battling that 21 and that 75. Have a great race, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Lucky enough to grab that 45 of Tyler Daniels up here in the booth at Bright Flame Consulting. 45 machine, been out front all day here. Real curious to see if he can close it out here. We're getting ready to go green. Pace lights on the pace car. Back out. It looks like I had iRacing way too loud since I did that crank it up. So I don't know if that whole segment just sounded like crap, but it probably did. Oh gosh. Fortunately, that button, crank it back down, got pressed, but it didn't work, so.
Absolutely. As we get ready to go back green flag racing here.
Green flag coming back out. Tyler Daniels on the outside. John Spizak on the inside. Jason Berg, Peter Stewart. They're rounding out the top 4. Chuck Sweeting, Joshua Dunn back there trying to fight their way forward. The battle for the race lead. Tyler Daniels able to capture that lead in the 45. Great job by him.
Chuck Sweeting serving his penalty now.
The 45 now out ahead of the field right now. Pulling away a little bit. This last restart, definitely a great jump there on that one. Take a look. Come on. At that race recap, 115 laps complete. Coming down to just about 50 laps to go. Tyler Daniels out in front. Chuck Sweeting down there, down on the bottom in the backstretch. 4 caution flags. So for 3 lead changes. So there's another lead change to add to the board with Tyler Daniels out in front once again.
Tyler Daniels showed some good sportsmanship there, actually. I know you can't hear it, but Tyler actually slowing up for Chuck, so he didn't put him a lap down, trying to let him get a run.
Oh, awesome sportsmanship always from that number 45, Tyler Daniels. Such a sweet driver right there. The 54, John Spizak, though, he's up in the top 3 right now. He's battling with that 00 there the number 9 of Peter Stewart. And that is a battle for the 3rd spot. Chuck Sweeting back in 5th. Peter Stewart back in 4th. Take a look. Another one of our drivers with a driver cam still out on track here. David Chandler in that number 1. Looks like that team did a great job getting that car fixed back up here. That Bud Light Platinum machine looking sharp. Again, True Designs with the wrap. You need a wrap, definitely go check out Nicholas Trudeau and True Designs. Awesome work there by him. Love this scheme. Taking a look a little bit at the last lap and the leaders lap. Leaders are up in the 22s, 22.46 for that leader, the number 45, Tyler Daniels. David Chandler putting down a 22.9. So a little bit off pace here for the number 1, but not too much quite yet. He's got plenty of laps to get it done. Just about 50 laps, a little less now as we keep rolling away. Almost 40 to go. Take a look. Steve Bocock no longer out on the racetrack. Fortunately, still got the cam up. He's doing something else, telling that crew, hey, fix this thing, man. But out in front, that 45, Tyler Daniels, having a great race. He's been out in front of this race all night. Might not have been in the lead all night, but doing a great job at that right now. Leading the field here. 10 laps out front. So still relatively new, but hopefully he can keep that spot. Doing a great job out here. Jason Berg in the 21. So far led our most laps out here. 87 led out front tonight. So that 21, definitely not count him out yet. Tyler Daniels makes some mistakes in that 45 just up ahead. And that is all she wrote there for the 21. Back to where they started. Tyler starting off on the pole. Jason starting second. So kind of falling in their groove, hoping to start ticking these laps down. Maybe one more possible green flag pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. Take a look here at the telemetry. Driver is still pulling about the same speed. All the way around this thing. Tell you what. Let's take a look here at the championship top 5 coming in here to Richmond Raceway. Tyler Daniels up in the lead of the championship, coming in to the chase for the Road Cup. Still out in front, Jason Berg in second. Not what he wants to see that 45 ahead of him. Wanting to make up some points here early in the early goings of the chase. Spizak back in third. Sitting in third in the points, so the cream will rise, kind of, as they say. The 3 top drivers in the championship up in the top of the board right now. Peter Stewart dropping back a little bit, back to that 6th spot. Unfortunately, in that number 9. Once again, Greg Thielsen up in the booth. I've been joined all night by Christopher Maxwell. Super excited to have him up in the booth here tonight. Race controlling out on the Speedway or Raceway. Richmond Raceway, it's not Speedway.
Absolutely.
Do you see anything catching your eye right now, Chris? I see the drivers kind of starting to get a little bit spread out here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting spread out, but you know,
back here's
even
a little clumped up.
They're getting spread out, yes, but you look at 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all kind of right here, and you know, this is 3rd is a podium spot, so this is a good battle here for 3rd for the final podium spot as the time and laps count down.
As we take a look, lap times just about the same. A 22.9 for both the leader and the last lap here for this 00, Joshua Dunn. So he's got the pace here at this point to be leading this thing. So all these drivers, don't count them out. 1 yellow flag is all it's going to take to get any of these guys back in contention here.
Absolutely. As these guys battle back here, Jason Berg trying everything he can to get back up to Tyler Daniels. But Tyler Daniels has something figured out, made the right adjustments he needed to put the car on rails. And as time and laps start to run out, what can Jason Bird do is the question.
We see this battle here brewing, this 00 Joshua Dunn side by side with the 54 there of John Spizak. Again, that's a battle for a podium spot. That's the battle for third. John Spizak currently up in third. Joshua Dunn here in fourth, trying to get around him. He's not able to get it done there, down on the bottom. I do see an interesting, no I don't, that is not what I thought I saw. Never mind. The 69 now though, Richard Culbertson, making his way up to this group of three. It's about to be a group of four now, Chris.
Yes, it is. As you see, that is the 69 car of Richard Culbertson getting up in the field in the pack. Now, I do want to point out that Joshua Dunn and John Spizak are on the lead lap, while the 9 car of Peter Stewart is a lap down, actually. So,
oh, I do see that now. I did not realize that. Peter Stewart back in 6th. Chuck Sweeting in 5th. Yeah, both a lap down. Along with that Richard Culbertson, 69.
Yeah, both drivers a lap down that are behind Joshua Dunn and John Spizak. So, it's not as bad as we thought, but still, it's still close racing nonetheless.
Definitely close on the racetrack. Unfortunately, a lap difference between the two, but hey, what do you know?
Joshua Dunn looking on the inside of John Spizak here. See what happens.
Spizak on the outside fighting for that spot. Trying to take it away from that 00, or from that 54 is that 00, excuse me. Trying to get that podium spot down on the bottom. Keeps washing up. I'm really afraid one of these times he's going to get tight and get into that 54. Hasn't happened yet, but keep running that bottom. That right front is going to wear more, and it's just going to happen over time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is one thing I am worried about here. Watching how hard he is driving it into that quarter, you know, you do have to wonder about that.
We see that 75. He's up in the top 5. Chuck Sweeting making his way around that one of David Chandler. Fortunately, he's a lap down back in 8th. Still out there making his way around this racetrack. All he needs is a yellow to get back on that lead lap. A little bit of damage involved.
David Chandler actually down 2 laps, so he would need 2 laps to get back on the lead lap.
Very unfortunate, but still out there making some laps. Love to see it. That number 1. Such a good looking car. I always love it when it's out on the racetrack. That thing looking so sharp.
Yeah, Joshua Dunn, unfortunately, just not getting a good enough run on that inside line to get around John Spizak. The high line just working well for John right now. We'll just have to see if Joshua can get a run that can do something. But right now, just not enough. As John Spizak has a better corner exit to get the run.
I feel like that outside just able to keep the momentum. It might be wearing those rear tires a little bit more, but I feel like that bottom, like the 00's running of Joshua Dunn, a little more understeer. You're using that right front a little bit more. You're kind of rolling it the middle groove there with that 54 John Spizak out ahead of this 00. I feel like that's kind of a little bit easier on the tires for me.
Well, absolutely, and also you have to remember you're not necessarily getting in the brake as hard as Joshua Dunn is on the low line there. So you're able to roll out. You're able to roll back into the throttle a lot easier if you're John Spizak on that middle groove there.
I'm very impressed by that Joshua Dunn 00 on the bottom, even keeping pace. 2 different lines, so it shows just how racy this racetrack at Richmond Raceway really is. So many lines you can run around this place.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's a really cool thing about Richmond. You know, Richmond is one of our more smaller tracks, and it makes it for some good racing and some more tempers. As I was telling you during the break, there's been some good sound bites throughout this race that you guys at the broadcast sadly aren't hearing.
We're going to have to go ahead and make a radioactive or something one of these days, because I'm sure that would do well on the YouTube.
Absolutely, man. You know, just listen to some of these sound bites have been great, though.
Still side by side, John Spizak in that 54, Joshua Dunn in the 00. They're battling here for third for a podium spot. It's kind of why we've been focusing so much here. Let's jump back up front. The battle for the race lead, still kind of a little bit of a gap built up from that 45. Tyler Daniels out in front, taking the lead and putting down laps that he's proud of, and I'm proud of for him. He's doing a great job out there. Currently led 35 laps out there, so he's doing a good things out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and this is a great points night for Tyler too. You know, he didn't start. Tyler, you know, like we said, is a very good racer. We've seen him win a lot here at the Rogue Racing League, and you know, this is just helps to add on to his points lead that he has right now.
Taking a look through a few different cameras, that 45 out in front of Jason Berg there. Another car I'm just always impressed in and week out. Jason Berg, always setting fast laps, always up in front of the field. Just one of the fastest drivers here in Rogue Racing League. I've been so impressed by him. Last season's champion, season 3 champion there, Jason Berg. Just edged out Tyler Daniels last season, but how it's looking right now, fingers crossed, hoping Tyler can get him one this season. Really rooting for him. Not a, you know, in a
biased way, but yeah.
I'm gonna give him a bias, but man, does he deserve it. He's been right there, so close, 2 seasons in a row, finishing second. Really feel like it's his time to capitalize and make it happen. Coming to 13 laps, 12 to go once we cross the stripe. This thing is almost over, Chris. 10 laps to go here soon. These laps just ticking away. Tyler Daniels still out in front of this 21. What does this 21 got to do to get in front of this 45?
I'm not sure, but I'm more interested in this battle for third as John Spizak. Oh, wow, Joshua Dunn getting real close now on the inside, itching in front now. John Spizak getting a better run, but they are side by side right now, Greg.
Going down into turn number 3 and 4. Joshua Dunn still using that bottom side. Really surprised that right front not giving him more of an issue, and able to hold the speed side by side here with John Spizak in that 54. Super impressed. That 9 of Peter Stewart doing a great job as a lapped car, kind of staying out of this, just trying to hold his pace, not lose no time, but so he's doing a great job there, not getting involved in this battle.
I want to point out there, I don't know if you've seen it there, Joshua Dunn went in a little hard and came up the track. He actually almost made contact, and he actually got out of the throttle and tapped the brake a little bit. He said, and just acknowledged that he was coming in a little hot, didn't want to run with John's night, apologized for getting a little too close, and kept it going.
We are coming to 8 to go when we cross the stripe. That Bright Flame Consulting number 45 out in front. We got a little special treat when we come to White Flag. That White Flag is going to be sponsored by Bright Flame Consulting. So I want to give a big thank you to them. That 45 doing them proud out in front, leading the way here at Richmond Raceway for the Rogue Racing League. Want to give a big thank you to all our partners and sponsors here at Fearless Broadcasting. Want to give a big thank you to Push the Edge, Puffy Swag Shop, Juicy Spider Studios, Admin Box. Make sure you use code Fearless-Box. That's FEARLESS-BOXX for your 10% off your Gen 3 or Gen 4 Admin Box. Great for all your administration needs on iRacing from hosted to league sessions. If you need a setup from asphalt to dirt, make sure you go and check out Tier 1 Setup Shop. Use code FEARLESS, that's FEARLESS, for 10% off all of your setups from Tier 1 Setup Shop. And thank you to Fearless Motorsports and, of course, Fearless Broadcasting, having me and Chris Maxwell up in the booth here tonight with the Rogue Racing League. The beginning and the start of the chase for the Rogue Cup. Coming to 5 to go. Tyler Daniels still out ahead of this thing. He's showing this field exactly what they need to do. Let's take a look. Driver cam on board with that 45 machine out in front, just doing a great job here.
Yeah,
go ahead,
absolutely.
we're right on board.
I was gonna say, as laps tick down here, this is a great feeling. This got to be a great feeling for Tyler Daniels here. You know, involved in the first caution of the night, able to rebound, come back, get in the lead at the end, and stay there, and be able to control this race when it mattered.
Coming to 3 laps to go. Not many more laps remaining. That 21, I just don't know if he's got enough. That 21 trying to catch this 45 of Tyler Daniels. I don't know if it's going to be enough here. That gap is widening as well. It's up to almost 0.8 of a second. Back to that 21, 2 to go. Here, we're going to watch Tyler here come across that white flag. What a night of racing here at Richmond Raceway. Absolute blast here watching these guys. It's been such a good time. The white flag, the last lap, sponsored by Bright Flame Consulting. Tyler Daniels, their driver, out ahead of this race. Coming to a checkered flag. Tyler Daniels leading this thing. Coming to the end. Super excited to have all you guys here with us. Tyler Daniels in the 45 will win here at Richmond Raceway to start the kick off of the chase for the Rogue Cup. Tyler Daniels absolutely doing his thing here. That 45 machine coming home out on top. Super excited to see him bring this thing home. He's gonna go ahead and do a few donuts here to celebrate. Through the grass, the 45 goes. What a well-deserved win. So many laps out front. Once he got past that 21, he was off back to the races. Absolutely shredding it out there. Wow, what a race tonight, Chris. What are your thoughts coming after that, man? Tyler, what a race.
Yeah, this was a really good race all in all. Good, as much as we knew who was going to win, as much as we knew who the dominant cars were, it was still interesting nonetheless. We've seen a lot of good racing, a lot of hard racing. Lap 38, we had the caution between Chuck Sweeting and Tyler Daniels. And those two cars and Jason Berg were all kind of the dominant cars tonight. And, when that happened, it definitely was interesting. So, those two cars come together. Then we have the issue. Then Tyler Daniels gets involved in another issue on lap 103. Tyler Daniels was involved in 2 issues tonight. Never caused any of them, but of course involved in them nonetheless. Actually just blew his motor, it looks like.
Yeah, he celebrated so hard. He burned that thing to the ground. Tyler Daniels, that number 45, coming home, your race winner. Let's go ahead. We're going to jump to our commercials really quick. We are going to be back over here in Victory Lane with Tyler Daniels. So stick around. We're going to be right back. Until then, go ahead and check out our partners and sponsors here at Fearless.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding. Get your discount code from this league and go to adminbox.com.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Real quick, you both stop real quick, double check the steering wheel. Gentlemen, start your engines! Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
We are back over to Victory Lane with our race winner here tonight, Tyler Daniels, in that Bright Flame Consulting number 45. Tyler, tell me a little bit about your race tonight, buddy. How did that go for you? That was an eventful race, involved in 2 incidents, still able to bring home the win tonight.
Man, I mean, what a race. When you pulled me up there earlier, I was convinced that the best I was going to do is third, maybe second. Jason and Chuck had the best car for sure. That dude was lights out. He just got caught up too many incidents and got the penalties for it. But I mean, hats off to him. That dude is immaculate on old tires. He's going to give me something to go and study for sure for the next couple weekends. But yeah, I mean, I just, it was like every incident that happened out there, somehow my left side was involved. But yeah, I mean, we able to go out there and get on new tires, and I kind of played it perfectly. I think it was that last restart. John knew that I was going to try and run the high side, try and get around him, and I braked early. I got on the binders quick and tried to undercut him, and luckily he just missed the corner. It looked like completely, and from there it was managing the tires and trying to keep the nose and the left side clean, and then bringing it home.
Well, an absolute phenomenal job at that. Tell me a little bit about, I saw a lot of the drivers kind of start down there almost on that yellow line and then kind of fade up to that midline. That's just tire saving, I'm guessing?
A lot of the times with this car here, it's more of just they're getting tight. So the nose kind of starts to shove. And then on top of that, when you're on exit, the right rear is trying to slip out from under you. So it's really a balance of trying to, not overuse the nose of the car getting in and then trying to straight line it up off. But I found, especially at the end of the run, the best thing that I could do was paint that yellow line on the bottom. You really had to manage the right rear the whole from start to finish on the run. to try and keep, enough grip towards the end of the run there and get good exits. But yeah, it was a tough track. Running Richmond during the day, in the heat it's a challenge, man. Almost I would argue as much of a challenge or more as Darlington. But yeah, it was a fun challenge for sure, and glad we were able to come out P1 tonight.
What do you got for him, Chris?
Yeah, so one thing I feel like is important to note, watching you guys throughout the night, as with the sun went down, you could definitely tell a difference in the car's performance and a difference in the race control. How did it affect you from inside the car once the sun stopped shining on the racetrack and stuff?
Yeah, I mean it didn't change as much as you'd hope, right? If anything, the biggest change that I felt was it was just easier to manage sliding the nose into the corner. With as much horsepower as these things have with no downforce, the right rear is just going to be slick no matter what. So you really have to throttle management. So I mean, really, it was just it made it a little bit easier to not abuse the right front, but then at the same time, when you get a little bit more grip in it, you get a little bit more greedy and you want to get after it a little bit more, get a little bit more lap time, and it just hurts you in the long run. So that was the biggest challenge for sure, is pacing yourself with, these quick guys out here. Like I said, Chuck is phenomenal on old tires. Jason's just fast no matter what, right? So it was definitely a challenge for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And, first race of the playoffs, coming home with the win, got to feel good for going to the next race.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Winning the first race with a little bit of a points lead coming into it. There's a couple bonus points that I wish we could have held on to that, some incidents are going to withhold those. But, all in all, it's a good night to come out with. So proud of that.
Well, looking ahead, next week we head to Indy, the 2.5 mile, very unique 4-turned racetrack. What do you got planned there? I'm expecting that to be a very heavy draft track, a little bit of the Indy swerve down the straightaways. That way somebody doesn't pass you there at the end. What do you got planned there for next week?
A lot of practice. That's definitely going to be. I haven't run Indy in these cars yet, and I definitely haven't run it in a while. So I'm definitely have to go to work on that. I would think it's going to be still a lot of tire management, right? Because once you take the air off the nose of these cars with somebody in front of you, you get a little tight, but at the same time, you can get the car in front of you loose. So I need to work on that a lot. I struggle when there's a car taking the air off my rear more than others, it seems like. So I'm going to definitely have to try and do some R&D to figure that part out. But yeah, it's just, high speed, relatively flatter track. And these guys, even though they're quick on the short tracks, it's going to show just as much, if not more, at Indy. I have a feeling Chuck's going to be pretty quick there too. So definitely have to put in some work this week and hopefully come out next weekend with just as much speed or maybe even a little more than this weekend. But definitely a lot of work coming.
Well, before we let you get out of here, Tyler, and celebrate with your crew for winning tonight's race here, who do you got to thank getting you up on top of the board here tonight?
Bright Flame, man. Always Bright Flame. Super happy to have them on the car. Super happy for them to be a sub-sponsor of the league. And it couldn't have worked out any better for us tonight, I was really hoping that we'd be able to pull it off, and luckily we were able to. So definitely got to thank Bright Flame for being able to come out here and have the speed, and you guys up in the booth. Both y'all have done immaculate work the last few weeks with race control and the broadcast. Appreciate you guys for that, and Rogue for putting in the time during the week and everything set up for us to come out here and have some fun on the weekend.
Well, I appreciate it very much there. Tyler Daniels, that number 45, Bright Flame Consulting Machine, your race winner here tonight. The debut of the Bright Flame Consulting white flag, able to take it home. That's definitely going to be a one to cherish there for a little while. Tyler Daniels, I'm going to let you go celebrate with the crew. I appreciate it, bud. Have a great rest of your night.
Appreciate it, man. Oh, home track win, too, by the way. I forgot about that. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Virginia native.
Gotta love it.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Richmond based, too. Gotta love it.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Tyler Daniels, we look forward to seeing you next week at Indy and seeing you chase down the Rogue Cup here this season.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Let's go ahead. Unfortunately, I got the news. Jason Berg not going to be able to join us up here in the booth. So I want to take a quick moment Congratulations, Jason Berg, that number 21, fighting for that race lead all night tonight. Looks like he had something come up. He had to skedaddle. So I just wanted to take the quick moment there, say congratulations to Jason, because he just did such a great job tonight. I believe he got the most laps led out here as well. So just showing how strong he has been. But let's jump back to that third place position. That number 54 of John Spizak, bringing it home here tonight on the podium in third place. John, do you got me?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Awesome job tonight. What a race. A long bit of green flag runs there, and then a few cautions to break it up. How did the race go from your point of view tonight, buddy?
It went good as I could expect. Especially Tyler had a damn rocket tonight, and so did Berg. But I didn't have anything for him, and I was hoping for a caution. That way we can get that last set of tires and be close. But they walked away from it, and I was lucky to finish third. But it was a good battle with Josh Dunn there.
That was a close battle. We were watching you guys side by side, lap after lap. That was definitely putting on a good show for quite a bit there, as Tyler and Jason also fighting up ahead. That was so fun to watch tonight at Richmond Raceway. Tell me a little bit about Richmond. I heard from Tyler, he thinks that it's almost as tough as Darlington. So that's saying a lot. The Darlington stripe, the track too tough to tame. That's saying a lot. What do you got to think about Richmond here tonight?
Yeah, he's. I think he's spot on that one. We got Darlington was just as hard. You got to hit your throttle points and you got to hit your braking points, and if you rush, it'll bite you. So you got to be on the money every lap, or you lose a lot of time.
Definitely one of the drivers' tracks. You got to be up on the wheel here at Richmond Darlington. Very similar. I'm a big fan of those type of racetracks. It definitely suits the drivers that take their time, are patient with the wheel, and really smooth out there. I noticed all three of you guys out front just super smooth here tonight. Tyler had a few really big wiggles, but he was saying how he really struggled with that air getting taken off his car from the car behind. Do you have much of that issue here tonight?
Yeah, you definitely had to stay out of the wake, even if it's a short track. It definitely makes you push, and then you're trying to oversteer. When you come out of the corner, you're losing it. So I almost lost it on the first lap, I think.
Well, before I let you go, Chris, you got anything for our third place finisher here, John Spizak?
Tell me about that battle between you and Joshua Dunn. I had access to hear your guys' radio chatter, and you guys were doing some good hard racing, and there for a second Joshua got tight exiting the corner, slid up and let off, and I thought that was really interesting, the sportsmanship here. Tell me about how that racing was and how hard it was keeping side by side like that.
Well, first off, I mean, you gotta love the race, and Josh, I gotta give it to him. Past 2 weeks, me and him kind of duked it out, and he's been really clean, and I appreciate it. And that's what it boils down to. We were able to have a good race, and we finished clean, and that's what's better than him balling in there and taking us both out, and he just didn't do that. So I think it was a respect deal, and I came on the other end of it.
Absolutely.
Well, before we let you get out of here, John Spizak, the 54, finishing third here tonight. Who do you got to thank getting up here on the podium tonight?
My wife and the good Lord. That's who I'm thanking.
Awesome.
And
job.
of course, I got to thank Rogue. They're really putting together a good series here, and hopefully we can get some more guys in here because they don't know what they're missing. This is starting to become really, really good. So.
Well, I appreciate that. John Spizak finishing out on the podium, third position. Such a great night of racing here. I'm going to let you go celebrate with your crew, though, buddy. Have a great rest of your night, pal.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, we're going to go ahead and pull up those race results as me and Chris kind of debrief a little bit. Man, what a race tonight. Drivers absolutely putting it all on the line. That was so fun to watch. I'll tell you what.
Absolutely. And here's the thing people don't realize is as much as car count matters and stuff, absolutely, do we want more people here in the Road Racing League? Absolutely. But man, even with the small car count, the racing is still better than ever here. I've been to a lot of places where they have double the cars than this, and you don't see the respect and the respect and the sportsmanship or the green flags that these guys have here. And and even through the bad spells, they all do it in great fun. They don't hold grudges. They're not out to get you. They're not gonna hold a grudge and come wreck you the next week for something. They're here to settle their differences, have good green flag races, and see who comes out on top at the end.
Well, taking a look here at the race results at the end of the start of the race for the chase for the Rogue Cup, Richmond Raceway, 164 laps total, 117 miles is what it's telling me. 3 green flag lead changes between 4 different leaders, 4 caution flags for 16 laps for 164 laps. That's definitely not bad at all. John Spizak, our hardest charger here tonight, up 3 spots, finishing on the podium there in 3rd. So great job by John Spizak there. Jason Berg here with the most laps led, unable to meet us up and have an interview, unfortunately, getting called away. But great job by him once again. Fastest lap as well by him, a 22.078. He had so much speed, but on that long run, Tyler just able to pull it off. He started out front, finished this thing off on top of the board. Great way to debut a new sponsor here for our white flag. I love that. Bright Flame Consulting coming on board this week with the Rogue Racing League and their driver, Tyler Daniels, bringing it home. Chris, you can't write a story better than that.
No, absolutely not. It's one of those endings that, you love to see, even with the issues that you have in the middle of the race.
But for the last time, before we get out of here, guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. Want to give a big thank you again to Bright Flame Consulting there for sponsoring Rogue Racing League. Want to give all of our partners and sponsors here at Fearless Broadcasting a big thank you. Big thank you to Push the Edge, Puffy Swag Shop, Juicy Spider Studios, Fearless Motorsports, Admin Box. Make sure you use code Fearless-Box. That's FEARLESS-Box for 10% off your Gen 3 or Gen 4 Admin Box. Great for all your administrative tasks, from hosted to league sessions. I want to give a big thank you to Tier 1 Setup Shop. If you need a setup from dirt to asphalt, make sure you go check out Tier 1 Setup Shop. Use code FEARLESS, FEARLESS, for 10% off all of your setups. Greg Thielsen up in the booth for Fearless Broadcasting, joined by Chris Maxwell. It was an absolute pleasure broadcasting this race with you tonight, buddy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It definitely a good perspective as well for the broadcast. Not very many times do broadcasts have live race control in them. So, it definitely an interesting look at it.
Love all the new features we have been debuting. The ticker that you made, custom made by Chris. Awesome job with that. I love the new red up in the intro and our little screens here for my booth and all the race info. I love the new, all the new stuff. The driver cams, absolutely turning out awesome tonight. I think those looked absolutely great. Just everything's really coming together. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just want to say bye to you, Chris. Bye to the fans. Hope you guys all had a great night here of racing with the Rogue Racing League. We will see you next Tuesday with the Valued Alliance Racing League and their ARCA series. Looking forward to that. And then we head off to Inspired and their Platinum Truck Series. We're going to have a great week of racing here. Stick around. We'll be back next time. Until then, stay fast and stay fearless.
behind. Everybody's wrecking. Oh my God, it's the big one here at Chicagoland.
It all comes down to these 2 laps. Green flag in the air. Hunting with the great jumps and goes, throws it up high, scrapes the wall a little bit. It looks like losing some time. As Blake turns to Kelsey. Big wreck behind him.
Looking to take your racing to the next level? You need speed and you need style. At Tier 1 Setup Shop, we'll help you hit the track with total confidence. We provide race-winning setups for all 3 eNASCAR series, Cup, Xfinity, and trucks, plus a huge variety of asphalt oval cars. We've also brought that performance to the dirt. Winged and non-winged sprint cars, micro sprints, dirt midgets, all built by racers who know how to win. And now, get the perfect look. We offer professional wraps and graphics with Tier 1 wraps. Multiple feature artists make it easy to find a design to fit your exact needs and budget. Get what you need when you need it with individual setup purchases, or get full weekly access with a Tier 1 subscription. Tier 1 Setup Shop. You're more than a customer, you're part of the team.
Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers, for use in league and hosted races.
Connected to iRacing simulation.
The goal? To make race control as easy as possible. Each admin box features pre-programmed commands, no key binding. Get your discount code from this league and go to adminbox.com.
This isn't just another sim race, this isn't just another online league, and this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Thank you.